You know, the digital nomad lifestyle is literally everywhere online right now. But today, we're on a mission to cut straight through all that noise, skip the over-filtered aesthetic, and deliver a highly practical, step-by-step blueprint for true location independence. If you've ever daydreamed about packing up your laptop and taking your career on the road, well, you're absolutely in the right place.
Hold on a second, though. Before you go handing in your notice and packing those bags, I want to challenge you right out of the gate. Is the overly glamorous narrative we see online actually a recipe for a nightmare? I mean, when you strip away the beautiful sunsets and those carefully curated travel photos, what does it actually take to sustain this lifestyle without completely burning out or going broke?
Okay, let's dive right into this. We all know the Instagram fantasy, right? Sipping a coconut on some pristine beach with a laptop perched on your knees. Sounds amazing. But then there's the logistical reality. We're talking severe ergonomic back pain, navigating incredibly complex international tax laws, and that relentless, anxiety-inducing hunt for a stable Wi-Fi connection. The truth is, a fake vacation aesthetic just doesn't pay the bills. Surviving this lifestyle requires a very real and honestly pretty unglamorous discipline.
And we really have to take this shift seriously. 40 to 50 million, that is the projected massive global scale of the digital nomad workforce by the year 2025. Just in the US alone, it's making up roughly 12% of the workforce. This brilliantly proves that remote, mobile work is absolutely no longer some fringe bohemian movement. It is a legitimate, mainstream shift in how human beings are choosing to live and work.
But hey, before we get too far ahead of ourselves, there's a really critical distinction people mix up all the time. Being a true digital nomad means stripping away place restrictions entirely. It's constant travel with zero permanent home tying you down. On the flip side, you have the location-independent worker. This is someone who maintains a comfortable home base, but has the total flexibility and option to travel with their job. Figuring out which one of these you actually want is your very first step.
Section 1. Securing location-independent income.
Look, without a stable online income, you aren't really a digital nomad, are you? You're just a tourist slowly running out of money. So what's in demand? We're talking top remote roles like bilingual communication, IT, content writing, project management, virtual administration, and video editing. Now, the secret here isn't necessarily to drop everything you know and try to learn coding from scratch. Instead, audit your current job. Seriously, can your administrative skills translate into a virtual admin role? Could your sales job be done entirely remotely? Always try to repackage your natural skills first before trying to learn a whole new trade.
And before you even think about booking a single flight, you have got to calculate what we call your ultimate freedom number. Step 1, tally up your bare minimum monthly expenses. Step 2, multiply that number by 3 to 6 months. Step 3, park that cash in a dedicated, untouchable emergency account. Let me be clear, this is not extra spending money for fancy dinners. This financial runway is absolute survival for the road. It's what buys you breathing room when things inevitably go wrong.
Moving right along to Section 2. Conquering the unglamorous logistics.
I know, logistics are boring, but handling this stuff up front is literally what buys your freedom on the back end. To keep your head from spinning, just remember the Nomad Rule of 3. First, establish a solid legal business structure, like a US LLC or maybe a Dubai free zone company, to handle your international clients and taxes. Second, set up global banking. Use multi-currency accounts like Wise so your money never gets frozen abroad. And third, global medical insurance. Because, trust me, a single medical emergency overseas without coverage will bankrupt your entire journey instantly.
Section 3. Building your Nomad Kit.
Remember, we are not packing for a quick weekend getaway. We're curating physical gear that prevents you from ruining your posture and keeps your workflow totally seamless. You really need the ultimate two-bag system. You have your primary carry. This is a large, structured backpack that holds your 17-inch laptop, your heavy cables, your clothes. It does the heavy lifting during transit. But you pair that with a day carry, a lightweight, agile sling bag for cafes, client meetings, and evening outings. Separating your heavy transit gear from your agile daily setup is the ultimate secret to saving your back on the road.
And when it comes to the tech actually going inside those bags, you really want to aim for an absolute minimum of 8 hours of genuine working battery life. You also need to pair that laptop with a high-capacity 20,000 milliamp hour power bank. Why? Because the difference between a 4-hour battery and an 8-hour battery is literally the difference between true geographical freedom and being miserably tethered to a cafe wall fighting 3 other people for the single working outlet.
The exact same logic applies to your internet. Relying on cafe Wi-Fi is, well, it's a super fragile system. Imagine having 10 other people on the exact same network while you're trying to close a massive deal on a video call, and boom, the line drops. It is a total disaster. You need layered connectivity. Get a local SIM card for cheap data, pick up a lightweight 4G or 5G router to create your own private network, and always use a secure VPN to protect your professional work on public connections. That combination right there, it makes your workflow virtually bulletproof.
Which brings us to Section 4, Navigating the Pros and Cons. Now that your gear and logistics are totally locked in, we really have to balance the absolute highest highs of this journey with the toughest mental challenges. Because, let's be honest, the highs are incredible. Just listen to this quote from Gladys Morales. "I've worked near a glacier in Alaska and traveled through Europe for 3 months." Wow. That just beautifully captures the incredible cultural immersion, the personal growth, and those profound life experiences that suddenly become possible the very moment you untether yourself from a traditional desk.
So how does this build into the broader nomadic reality? Well, the pros are pretty obvious and undeniable. You get immense freedom, a significantly lower cost of living in many regions, and you're exposed to new cultures every single day. But then there's the flip side. The cons can be grueling. There's this deep loneliness when you constantly have to say goodbye to new friends. There's the relentless bureaucracy of doing constant visa runs. And time zone exhaustion? Just imagine routinely waking up at 4 a.m. in a gorgeous city like Vienna just to make a standard Tuesday team meeting back home. It takes a heavy toll.
So how do you actually survive those cons without totally burning out? You have to build a sustainable routine. Step 1, set a fixed work zone. You need to teach your brain exactly where work happens and where rest happens. Step 2, protect your mornings for deep, uninterrupted focus. Step 3, leave your afternoons completely open to explore your new city. And finally, Step 4, practice slow travel. Try staying 2 to 3 months in one single place. It allows you to build a real community, which is absolutely your best defense against that creeping isolation.
And this all really brings us to a super poignant thought from the source material for today's explainer. Create a life that's uniquely yours. At the end of the day, being a digital nomad is not about perpetually running away or trying to escape reality. It is a highly intentional form of life design. It's about having the courage and, frankly, the discipline to shape how you earn a living around how you actually want to experience the world.
The entire blueprint is right here in front of you. The skills, the savings, the logistics, the gear, the whole shebang. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. The only real question left to ask is, are you ready to redesign how work fits into your life?